Okay, I'm live on YouTube. I'm going to try to get live on Facebook.
Is volume okay?
Huh? Let's see here. Seeing that this time it has no issue with me being horizontal. Facebook is drunk, trying to figure this out just as much as we are, I'm sure. Okay. Hi guys. As always, if you have little pillows like so, they will probably be used. Otherwise, if you have the availability to use weights, TheraBands, and a block or something to prop yourself up on, that's always a good idea as well.
Shut up, Marcus Morgul.
Yay, Marcus Morgul is playing our music for the day. I'm just going to give everyone a couple of minutes to check in and get ready. Get your props, your pillows. Hope everyone's day's been nice. We did a little bike ride earlier today. Got warmed up. Got Larry back for this one. And if you have a little ball, I'm gonna do the pelvic clock that we practiced before on a ball so you can see it. And if you like to practice it on there, you can, but you don't have to. We'll get started in 1 minute. And remember, these are always available for you to watch later. If you can't join into the live stream, you just have to subscribe to my, you don't even have to subscribe to my channel, but you should. And they're all donation-based. For my Pilates by Ness business goes a long way as well. Penny wants to do Pilates today too. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna go onto our backs. We're gonna start with pelvic clock today. So if you have a ball or something to place underneath you that's soft, you can. It'll help with a little bit of range of motion. If you need something to place underneath your head and neck, you can support there too. And then from here, if you've got something underneath you like a ball that's supporting you, make sure it's underneath your sacrum. So it's the fused bones at the base of your spine, so it shouldn't feel like it's putting any pressure into your low back. And we're gonna start by just rocking back and forth between a posterior tilt and an anterior tilt. So it's just this gentle rock. If you had a clock on your pelvis, 12 o'clock would be your belly button, 6 o'clock would be your pubic bone, 10, just a little tilt, like you're spilling liquid forwards and backwards. Checking in, noticing anything going on in the hips, keeping the movement in just the pelvis, trying to keep the rib cage settled into the mat. Come back to center. Now let's go from 3 to 9 on your clock. So from hip bone to hip bone. Imagine your hip bones are like a seesaw, and you're gonna let one hip bone drop down, the opposite reach up. Opposite hip bone down and up. Sometimes it helps to keep your hands on your hip bones and go there. Don't force this movement. Not a huge one. Easy back and forth. And then come back to center. So from here, we're going to try to hit each 4 of those corners that we just found. So 12 o'clock is towards the belly button. Move to the right hip bone. Down to 6 o'clock. Over to the left hip bone. Back to 12. Again, right hip bone. Down to 6. Pubic bone, left hip bone, back to the top. Switch directions, back to the left hip bone, down to 6, to the right, and up to the belly button. One more time, over, down, across, and back. Now let's make that more fluid. Turn it into this circular motion where you're trying to hit each number on your clock. Continuing in the direction that we were just going, and noticing if there's any portion of it that feels a little bit more challenging, a little bit easier, or if you've done this a couple of times, is it getting easier in general? Switch directions. One more time, all the way around, back to center, and if you're on a ball or a lifted surface, go ahead and bridge up and take it away. Put it off to the side. We're gonna go with the arms, a little bit of arm arc movements, nice slow warm up today. You're gonna reach your arms up towards the ceiling. If you'd like to make this harder, you can grab your weights, 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound dumbbells. You're gonna let both arms reach behind you at a nice even pace. And then take your time and just notice first movement of the day with the arms all the way behind us. And slowly coming back up. Take note if maybe one hand touched the floor before the other. If you felt a sense of tightness anywhere. You can also do this with a band. If you're holding the band in both hands, one side will stay really still as you bring the band behind you. Good. One more time, checking in, feeling the humerus glide in the socket as you let the arms tip up and overhead. Spine stays still. And we come back up. Now let's alternate. Let your right arm go back as your left arm goes forwards. Take your time and switch. The arms will cross at about the ceiling. And reaching. And back up. And alternate. Seeing if you can keep the length of your body the same on both sides as you move. Make sure you're breathing. Creating softness through your head, neck, and shoulders. Last one. And up. Pausing at the ceiling, we're going to let the arms open up to a T. And then take your time and come back up. Slowly open. See how slow you can move, and see if you can just hover the arms off of the floor for a moment. And then come back. 2 more. Open Last one, think about reaching the arms long away from you as you open. And back up to the ceiling. Good. Rest the arms down by the sides. Bring the feet to about hip distance. If they're not already there, use bent feet flat. Let's go into some bridging. Start to roll back through the pelvis. Peel the hips up off of the mat. Coming up to the bottom of the shoulder blade. Pause, first bridge of the day. And then lower back down. And up. Peel it up. Check in with your weight. Make sure that you're holding the body weight almost forwards on the mat as you lift and lower. Shouldn't feel like you're pushing and trying to scoot yourself backwards. And coming up to a height where you feel like there's not a lot of crease at the front of the hip, if you can. Next one, we're going to hold. You're going to practice lifting your right heel up and lowering it back down. And then lift your left heel up and lower it back down. Keep your hips lifted, still, and level as you do this. And up, alternating back and forth. Let's do 2 more on each side. Keep breathing. Keep the hips up. Keep the weight pulling forwards. Bring the heels down, lift the hips up 1 inch, and then lower all the way down. Articulate the spine from top to bottom, all the way to the tailbone. Okay, now reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to bridge back up. Heel up into your bridge. Lengthen, feel the front of the hips open. Okay, now let the arms travel up and above your head. See if you can hover them off the floor, keeping them straight, and bridge down. We're going to keep them there. We're going to continue to bridge. Go up. Keeping the arms active, almost like you were squeezing into something imaginary in between your hands. If you have a ball, go ahead and grab it and squeeze it. And peel up. Good. 1 more, and we're going to hold. Lift into the bridge. Hold the bridge. Now see if you can keep your hips really level. We're going to start to march the legs. If you need to modify and bring your hands down by your side, that's fine. If not, keep your hands all the way up overhead. You're going to take an inhale. Exhale, bring 1 leg to tabletop. Bring it back down to the mat. And switch. Find lots of strength through that leg that's on the floor. The foot's pressing into the mat. Creating lots of strength through your thigh and your glute to help you lift and keep a level pelvis as you move back and forth. Keep a little nod to your chin. Feel like you're funneling your ribs inwards. Keep the arms hovering and straight. Awesome. 1 more on each side. Feet down, hips up 1 inch. Articulate down as the arms come back up towards the ceiling. Nice. Rest your arms by your side. Bring your feet to about the width of your mat. And then externally rotate your feet and your knees so that they're in a little bit of an outwards diagonal, okay? Now, from here, we're going to go back into bridging. Just going to hit a little bit different part of the leg, a little bit different part of the glute. When you're ready, same idea. You're going to roll back through the pelvis, peel the hips up, and lift up. Still pulling forwards with your weight. And come back down. Notice if you feel like this version is easier or harder than your other versions. Down. Arms reaching long by your sides to help create space through the front of your body. Keeping the head, neck, and shoulders soft as you roll down. 2 more, and then we're going to hold. Inhale up. And down. Check in with that weight again. Make sure that as you come up, you're almost trying to pull your feet, your heels back towards your sit bones. Next one will hold. Imagine that you're trying to make your spine longer each time you laid it down on the mat. Okay. Hold at the height of your bridge. We're gonna pulse the knees and the thighs out. Almost like a butterfly move. Imagine you had a band around your thighs. If you have a band, go ahead and wrap it around your thighs if you'd like. I'll add a little bit more tension and different kind of challenge to this movement. This movement is coming from your knees and your thighs, not your feet. We've got 6, 5, make sure you're breathing. Ribs trying towards one another. 3, 2, 1. Lower. And rest. Let the knees rock from side to side as they are wide right now. And then come back to center. Let's bring the feet back in closer towards one another. We're going to bring the arms a little bit wider now, so they're wider than the mat and putting you on the ground for a little bit of support. You're going to bring one leg into tabletop and the other. And we're going to start with a little side to side. You're going to let both knees reach to the right as far as you can go without letting your left shoulder blade come up. Exhale, bring it back to center. And then to the other side. Feel the right sit bone lift up slightly. Right knee stays in line with the left the whole time. And back in. The wider the arms, the more support they're going to give you. So if you need a little bit more support, that's awesome. If this is too much for anyone, if you're feeling this in your neck or you just can't control the movement, the option is to bring the feet down, still let the knees rock, the pelvis rotates up, and it's the same movement. You're just supporting less of your leg weight, okay? Wherever you're at today. Inhale, lift it over. Big exhale, come back. Rotations in the spine and the pelvis are super good for stress relief. Use your breath. Inhale up and over. Exhale to center. Inhale up and over. Exhale to center. Either continue there or make this a little bit more challenging by coming into your rotation, extending the top leg, and then bringing that whole shape back up into center. Bring it back to tabletop, opposite side. Top leg extends out on that diagonal, and it comes back in and up. Control the movement, use your breath. Move in whichever variation feels right for your body. Bring those obliques to fire up. And one more option here. We're going to continue wherever you are, or let the knees go from one side. Extend both legs. Woo! And then bring both legs to the ceiling, to tabletop. Up and over. Both legs. Big exhale. Your legs are heavier than they seem, right? Let's do one more to each side, wherever you're at. Tabletop, up and over, reach, up, and rest. Nice work. Go ahead and take a big long out, stretch, reach hands and legs as far away from your body as they can be. And then grab your pillows and lay onto your side so you're facing the camera. You're gonna lay right in the center of your mat. We're gonna go into a stacked position in the body. So you've got your shoulders, your hips, and your ribs all in one line, okay? Arms are reaching in front of you into our book openings. Make sure that your head is on about the first third of the pillow so that you have something to roll onto behind you, okay? Now top arm is gonna start to travel up towards the ceiling. Make sure your head stays heavy. It's going to follow along. And you're going to look back towards your hand as it travels behind you. Only go as far as you can maintain the congruency in the socket in your shoulder, okay? So the goal isn't necessarily just to get the arm to touch the floor, okay? When you lift up and over, think about that left shoulder staying in the socket, so you shouldn't really see it protrude forwards. This movement, think about it coming from your rib cage and your chest as you pass this line where your arm is to the ceiling. Let that movement come from your rib cage and your chest to open. Knees are staying mostly weighted here. Try not to let yourself roll onto your back. Okay. Big exhale above your head to run into. And back up and through. Okay, so now just adding a little circle to the movement. You're gonna take the top arm. It's gonna sweep up past the ear. You're gonna open the chest. Come to your same finishing position and then back up and over. Make sure that top knee stays mostly mirroring the bottom knee here, okay? Open, lift, stretch, and reach the shoulder up. Open the chest out and around. And nice. Open, reach. Head is heavy the whole time, okay? Your head will stay facing the camera until the arm starts to travel behind you, then let it look back. And up and over. One more. Nice job. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. You can travel to the opposite side of your mat, so you can still face me or just flip over. Kind of a feel-good one today. We did a nice and challenging class on Monday, so we're doing a little bit more stretching, integrative movement in this one. Reach your arms in front of you. Make sure that you're in the center of your mat, okay? So the hips, the ribs, and the shoulders are all in one straight line, okay? Top arm reaches and then lifts up. Make sure your head is still supported and heavy on those pillows. Come back up and over. Think about the movement starting with your arm. Moves into the head, shoulder, and then into the chest and the ribs. Now pause for a minute. See if you can initiate the movement back. Rib cage and chest and shoulder come back up. And arm is what finishes the movement. Two more. Little reach and lift up. I hope these are getting easier and you're loving them as much as I do as we go along. Can't believe we've done 11 classes together. Kudos if you've done all of them. I appreciate you so much. Good. More up. And open. Back up. Ribs come back up and over. And then we start to sweep up and overhead. Open. And finish. Watch those knees. Try to keep them weighted. Try to keep the hips mostly still. Keeping your movement fluid and not forceful. Two more. Reach. Big breaths. Whatever feels natural to you here. Back up and over. And down. Okay, take your pillows away. Come on to your tummies. Going in for a little spine extension. We all need it. Okay, watch your range here. Everybody's got different ranges of motion, especially in extension, all right? Having hands come right by the breastbone. Nose is down towards the mat, but it's hovering. Legs can be together or slightly apart. Doesn't matter to me. From here, nod your chin, gaze is down, let your head hover. You're just going to peel the head, neck, and shoulders up to what feels good for you today. It shouldn't feel like you have to kink your neck to look forwards. Think about the movement coming from your chest and your back. Coming back down. Without a rest, come right back up. Almost feel like you're pulling yourself forward, using your hands to pull. And like your elbows are drawing straight down, back and down on the mat. Okay. 3 more. Try and inhale to come up. Thinking about widening through the breastbone. The breathing space into the front of the chest. Last one, come up. Maybe hold for just a breath if you can. Try to keep it soft. And lower. Rest your cheek onto the mat. And relax. If that's where you're at today with your extension, awesome. We're gonna move into a full swan position, okay? So that means we are gonna continue to press into the hands to help us lift up into that extension. We're gonna come back to the same position. Gaze is down, hands are strong, and spread fingers into the mat. Heel up, and then start to continue to press into the hands to come up into a full extension. And then lower with control, okay? When you come up, see if you can peek at the camera for a minute, or if you can see yourself, trying to keep the curvatures equal in all parts of the spine. So you don't feel like you're dumping into your low back, your head isn't gazing all the way up towards the ceiling. We're just feeling up. Ribs strong in and lift up as you come up. If you can get your arms all the way straight, awesome. If you need to pause here, that's okay too. Coming down and lengthening and up. 2 more. Make sure you're breathing. Keep your legs reaching really long behind you. Last one. All the way up. When you come down, go ahead and press back into a child's pose. And breathe. And big stretch. Okay, come back into your down on your prone position on your tummy. From here, we're going to practice some dart. Or no, let's do some swimming today. I've been enjoying swimming lately, okay? So find this big X position on your mat, okay? Legs wide, about the width of the mat, arms at the same position. So you're making this big capital letter X. Hover the nose, hover the head, so your gaze is down. We're going to practice this whole work into it. Right arm is going to lift up as your left leg lifts up. Okay? Hover and let them come back down. It's okay if they come an inch off the floor, 2 inches off the floor, whatever works, without moving any other parts of the body. Okay? Even if you just think about lifting the limbs and that's where you're at today, that's okay too. Okay, keep the back of the neck really long. And make sure it's opposite arm, opposite leg. When you lift your legs, keep that knee joint really straight. Nice. Now, let's come into all 4 limbs hovering at the same time. Hold there. That should feel like a decent amount of work. And if that's enough for you, pause there and hold. If not, we're going to start to swim. Alternating arm and leg kicks, keeping your center as calm and as still as you can. Just gently swimming with straight limbs through the ocean. You remember traveling to the ocean? That was fun, right? Someday. Breathe and rest. Cheek can go to one side or the other. Hands can rest wherever. Nice job. Okay. Again, last set. Head comes back to hover. If you would like to take this into a little bit more extension, feels good in your spine to lift up a little higher. Here's what that'll look like. Then you're going to hover the arms and legs again. We're going to swim again. If you want to take up the tempo a little bit, you can. A bit quicker swim. Gazes forwards. Make sure you're breathing. Challenging those back extensors, those hip extensors, shoulder flexors. You got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Yes. So nice. Okay, let's come onto our sides. We've got 2 options for your side lying work today. You can do what we practiced both of these before, but you can come onto your forearm, keeping the bottom leg bent, reaching out. Here's where we've been practicing side lying work. You can practice it all the way down and just supporting the head. This is also an option if you're having any shoulder issues or you don't like the pressure onto your hand. Is going to come down like so, and then we're going to do the side lying work here. Okay, I'm going to practice here. Larry's going to practice down. You practice whatever feels good. Okay, if you are on your side, if you're lifted like I am, shoulder and wrist basically stack, bottom knee still vertical. This femur is still vertical. Top leg reaching long. We're just going to lift and lower the top leg. So we're coming up and down. Keep the chest up and open. And breathe. I'm going to take the top arm up if you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to lift and hold. Little pulses. Up, up. Try to keep your hips stacked, whichever variation you're in. Your neck soft, whichever variation you're in. 5, 4. If you're down like Larry, you can just pose. Okay, back into your position, onto the side. Hand can either come back up or on your hip, whichever feels easiest. Or if you want to challenge, pick that. Lift and hold the leg up. We're going to go forwards and back on this one. So only bring the leg as far forwards as you can maintain stillness in your hips, straightness in your leg, and try to keep it at the same height. That's almost the hardest part for me. Keep pressing into your stabilizing arm, whether you're on your elbow, your forearm, or your wrist. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Stretch it. Good, come back. Circles is next, okay? Find that long position again. Top of the body is really long, super strong through your arm, knee and femur vertical. Lift and hold. Draw the circle with the top leg. Think about less this type of circle and like you're reaching with the circle and trying to keep it at that same height. If it's not going lower, it's going higher than the hip. Breathe and switch directions. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a rest down this time. Nice job. We're going to practice a little side lift or a side plank here. They give you multiple options, okay? You can either have the bottom leg bent. If you're all the way down here, you are going to need to come up at least onto your forearm for this one. But you've got lots of options. So elbow is underneath the shoulder. Your bottom leg can be bent, but your top leg needs to be outstretched. You can use your top hand. Here's your first option. Lifting into a side plank with the bottom knee down. It's still challenging, and if that's where you're feeling like you're at today, awesome. This is not easy. Come back down and rest. If you want to do full side plank on your forearm, both legs reach long, we lift and we hold. This arm can come up wherever you're at. If you're feeling real strong and you want to come up and do the side plank here, you're going to take both legs out. So you'll start in this position like we were before. Bring the other leg out and behind the top leg. Up and we hold. So those are your 3 options. Pick where you're at and we'll practice 2 sets, okay? We're going to come out, reach, hold, and breathe. And shake and wobble. We love this, right? Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit. Take a rest. Let's go to the other side. Side lying series. I'm a fan of symmetry, but so doing the same thing that you did on the other side, awesome. But if you've got one shoulder issue on one side but not the other side, try something more challenging or modify it if you need to. Okay, so for my sake, I'm gonna come back up. I'm gonna get alignment through my femur, reach my leg nice and long, and I'm gonna come down onto my side. So from here, I just started with that basic lift and lower, okay? Up and down. And down. Use your breath. If you're on your side, try not to lift so high that you feel like it just becomes, if you're on your side, it just becomes this, okay? Don't sacrifice the form in your upper body and your shoulder for how high you're moving your leg, okay? Nice. We've got 3, 2, hold for 1, pulse it up. Breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. Stretch up into the other side if you're like me. If you're on your side, just rest. Awesome. Come back through. Find your position again. Next, we've got forwards and back. So flexion and extension in the top hip. It's the only thing, that's the joint that's moving, okay? Hover the leg, try to keep it at hip height, and then let the leg sweep forwards and backwards. Keep pressing into your hand if you're up on your wrist. If not, press into your forearm. Keep the leg up and breathe. Keep the leg super straight as it travels back and forth. This side is harder for me. Good. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Coming here and here. Last side, keep that neck soft. If you need to look down towards your hand to help your neck, that's okay too. Okay, lift and hold. Circles. Breathe. Keep the chest up. Keep the arms strong. Switch directions. Come up and above the hip if you can. Up. Up. I'm more telling myself than I am you guys. 3, 2, 1. Woo! So much harder on that side for me. Last stretch up and over, and then we'll come down and to the side. Wherever your side planks were for the last side, we're gonna do on this side, right? Reaching the top leg long, either on your forearm or your wrist. You bring the bottom leg behind the top leg, and we come up. Hold, arm can go up, it can stay here, whatever. Breathe and hold, breathe, breathe, breathe. And rest. Oh yeah. One more set. I'm gonna do this one on my forearm. That felt weird on my elbow. Okay. And lift. And hold. We're all human, right? See, there's human. Just 3, hold. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Sit on your bottom. Whew. All right. Knees bent, feet flat. We're gonna go into a little abdominal series here, okay? We're gonna move the spine a little bit first. You're gonna hold on to the back of your thighs. Feet are gonna stay flat. All we're gonna do at first is just roll about halfway down. See how my arms are straight? That's as far as I'm gonna go. Then I'm gonna come back up, restack the spine, and I'm gonna lift my chest up at the top to get a little extension. I'm using my hands onto my thighs to help me create this position. Nod the chin, roll back. Not that far. And then up. I want you to be able to keep your feet down as you come up. Lift the chest at the top. Roll back. Come up. And lift. slower this time. Nod the chin. Slower, slower, slower. Keep your feet down. And up. Last one, lift up. Lengthen the breastbone up towards the ceiling. Nice. Come back to a neutral position, and we're gonna reach the arms forwards. Feet, all that you can place in between your knees here. Or if you have a band and not a ball, it's also helpful to have something to press out into if you want to put the band around your thighs. Okay? I use the ball today. All right. From here, I'm gonna roll down halfway and then come back up. Really simple, really similar to what we just practiced. Okay? Rolling back. Feet stay heavy and come back up. Roll right off of those sit bones and come back. Gazes forwards. And up. Use your breath. Try to move fluidly without using momentum. We're going to add on. Roll back, hold. Arms up. Come up to seated. Arms forwards. Roll back. Arms up. Come up to seated. So try to go a little bit slower when you go back. So pause here. Sit up really tall. Okay, nice. So pause there. Arms up. Now come up to seated. Try to keep your feet down the whole time. Sit up tall. Let your feet come out a little bit more away from you, and then you can sit up taller. Lengthen your spine. Yeah. Just gonna go lay down. Judge me from afar. Back. Squeeze your ball. If it's there, it's gonna help. I promise. 2 more. Up, and then center, roll back, hold. Arms are gonna come up, arms are gonna go down. Arms up, arms down, feet stay down, squeeze your ball if it's there, press out into your band if it's there. 3, 2, 1. Forward rest. How's that? Good. Now add a little bit of rotation for the next one, okay? So hands are gonna start up this time. Sit bones stay equally weighted, okay? As you roll down, you're gonna rotate towards me, towards your camera. Here and up. Switch, rotate opposite way as you roll down and up. And roll back, open. Sweep the arms up to help you lift. Rotate, open. Only go as far as your ribs will allow. Pelvis stays grounded and centered. Up. If you need to bring the hands behind the head, you can do the same thing. It'll look like this. Up. And rotate. Next set, we're gonna hold. Come up. Arms open if you can. Hold. Little pulses, trying to twist is your pulse. So you're trying to twist a little deeper as you lift and lower. The lower you go, the harder it'll be. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Take a stretch forwards. Nice. Arms reach forwards. Last set. Rotate as you roll down. Pause. Pulse. Up an inch. Down an inch. Try to twist a little deeper, like you're trying to reach your right pinky toe towards your left pinky. Or sorry, your unit. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. You can get rid of your ball. Stretch the legs forwards and then reach towards the feet. Good. Sit up tall. Go into those full roll downs here. If you need to, bend your legs to start. Sit up tall. We're gonna roll all the way down with control, okay? Start to let the pelvis spill backwards, gazes forwards. Use your breath to help you control to the bottom. Arms reach above the head. Big inhale here. Sweep the arms towards the ceiling. Nod the chin. Curl up. Good. If it feels good, stretch forwards. Re-articulate up. And roll down. Arms flipped. Peel up one vertebrae at a time. Hands as forwards and stretch. We've got 2 more. One more. Last one's the best one, okay? Sit up tall. Roll back. Don't forget, we have to come back up. Keep your feet down if you can. Nice. Arms up. Roll forwards. This time we're going to come onto the hands and knees. Practice a little quadruped, okay? Real classic, basic quadruped today. You're going to keep your knees right on top of your hips, your shoulders right on top of your wrists. If you want, you can flex the toes forwards if it's more comfortable to have the tops of the feet down, whatever works. Press into your hands. Make sure that you're feeling super strong into all 4 connection points. And we're going to start by just marching the arms, okay? Back down. Notice that the spine doesn't change position, and there's minimal to no weight shift as you come up with the arms. Really good. One more time on each side. Okay, now the legs. Realign if you need to. Check in with the spine position. We're going to reach one leg back, extend it. It's going to hang out on the mat, and then bring it back underneath. Reach the opposite leg back. Keep it on the mat. Bring it back underneath. Bring it up a notch. Reach the other leg back. Hover the leg to hip height if you can without changing the orientation of your spine. Bring the knee back underneath and rest. Keep pressing into your hands. Watch that the shoulders don't start to sag and come back underneath. Gaze is down towards the mat. Spine is long. Hips are steady. Under, back, and lift. Lifting through the ribcage, feel the belly tone just a little. One more on each side. Nice. Quick rest. You can come down to a child's pose, seated, whatever feels best. We're going to combine those into a movement. Okay, back to the hands and knees. Stack the joints. When you're ready, we'll go right arm, left leg, reach them out the way, hover and hold. Bring them back underneath, reset, and switch. Left arm, right leg. How still can you keep the center of the body, the rib cage? Feeling just your breath move through the center of your body. Reach down. Imagine I had a wooden dowel on your back, and you're going to try to keep that dowel steady the whole time so your hips are level. Your shoulders are strong, your weight is centered. Hold whichever side you're on. If you'd like, pulse the back leg up. 5, 4, the pulses come from the leg, not the back. Awesome, come back underneath. Switch, opposite leg. Arm reaches, push into the arm, hold if you'd like, pulse. Straight leg, rest. Child's pose if you'd like. Good, back up. Hands and knees. Gonna make our way to a plank. All right. Hands and knees. Shoulders are strong. Press the mat away from you. Reach one leg back, then the other. Okay, we're gonna walk backwards. 3 steps. Hips come up, Feet eventually come flat, knees are straight. Hang out here. Let your body be weightless. Let your torso hang, let your shoulders relax. Shake your head yes and no. Good, and then from here, coming up to standing, slowly peel and make your way up. Stacking your bones one at a time as you lengthen up. Head is the last thing to come up. We've got 2 more roll downs. When you're ready, nod the chin. Peel forwards. Keep your knees slightly soft, the weight towards the ball of the foot. Remember the arms just dangle here, breathe. And up, try to align your pelvis on top of your femurs, your lumbar spine on top of your pelvis, your middle back, your shoulders, your head and neck. Last one. Spill everything forwards. Feel yourself lift up and over as you come down. Take as many breaths as you need to get down there. Just make sure you breathe. Last one. Peel one bone up at a time. Once you get to the top, just give everything a little shake. I hope you feel nice and loose and ready to take on the rest of your quarantine day. I hope you get to spend some time outside. Thanks for joining me yet again. These are donation-based and available all the time. Thanks so much, you guys.
Shout out Marcus Warville.
Bye-bye.